हेलो चिल्ड्रन, वेलकम टू टीच टाइगर्स। स्वागत है आप सबका टीच टाइगर्स में एंड दिस इज वंशी, योर केमिस्ट्री मेंटर। सो चिल्ड्रन, टुडे वी आर गोइंग टू start a very important topic of organic chemistry, and that is aromatic compound. Guys, why is this chapter so important? The first thing is we are going to study many industrially important compounds. We are going to see some synthesis of drugs, how we synthesize drugs in the industries. We are going to study in this topic. Moreover, reactions of aromatic compounds are comparatively they are different from the remaining part of the organic compounds, so they are very interesting, right guys? But before you people go through this video, I advise you people to go through what is aromacity that we have discussed in GOC. I have already discussed what is aromacity in the GOC. So please go through that video before you watch this video, because it will make things clear for you, right? In this chapter we are importantly going to discuss about the chemical properties of organic compounds. I'm not going to discuss much about what is aromacity and all those things, right? So please do watch GOC aromacity lecture before you watch this video. Clear guys? Anyways, just let us recollect what we have studied in GOC in a nutshell. We have discussed the criteria for aromacity. What are aromatic compounds? Right? Aromatic compounds are compounds which are cyclic and or planar. What do you mean by planar? The hybridization of the carbon or the other atom which is involved in the ring should be sp2 hybridized. If it is sp3, it becomes tetrahedral, non-planar. Am I right? So the molecule, the atom which is involved in the cyclic ring has to be sp2 hybridized. And very important thing, it should have completely delocalized 4n plus 2 pi electrons, where n can be 0, 1, 2, 3 or so on. Am I right guys? Now what if a compound has got 4n plus 2 pi electrons? Guys, if a system has got 4n plus 2 pi electrons, I have told you the electrons would be more in bonding molecular orbital than in anti-bonding molecular orbital, and in such a case the system becomes highly stable and we call such molecules as aromatic, right? This was proposed by Huckel. We also call this as Huckel rule, right? So according to Huckel rule, cyclic planar molecules with completely delocalized 4n plus 2 pi electrons are called aromatic. This we have already seen, right? Now guys, we are going to study in this chapter, as I told you, only we are going to discuss about the chemical properties of aromatic compound. Now we are going to begin this chapter and we are going to concentrate with only this compound. Can you name what is that? Of course, it is benzene. So we'll analyze the behavior of benzene, we'll study its properties, and we'll try to synthesize many drugs, many industrially important compounds using this compound. So to understand the chemical properties of aromatic compound, we are going to stress more on the chemical behavior of benzene, right? So is benzene an aromatic compound? Of course, yes. Why? Guys, see, it is a planar, this is a cyclic molecule, you can see, and all the atoms of benzene are sp2 hybridized. If you people see, this is sp2, all are sp2 hybridized. So this is cyclic, this is planar, and how many pi electron does it contain? Does it have 4n plus 2? Let us check it out. Let us keep n is equal to 1. How many pi electrons you have? 6 pi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Am I right? Therefore, we call benzene as an aromatic compound. Am I right? Guys, there is, one more example here that I would like to give. We call this as pyrrole. This is even cyclic, it is not homocyclic. We call this compound as heterocyclic. I have already discussed about this. We call it as pyrrole. This is cyclic, it is planar, all the atoms are sp2 hybridized. Guys, remember, these electrons are involved in delocalization. Hence, there are a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pi electrons. So, even pyrrole is a heterocyclic aromatic compound. So, let us see why this is same. Here you keep n is equal to 1, you are going to get 6 pi electrons, right? Hence, we say pyrrole is also an aromatic compound. Now, let us see this. What is the name of this one? We call this as cyclobutadiene. Am I right? So, is this aromatic? Let us check it out. Is this cyclic? Yes, of course. Is it planar? Yes, all the atoms are sp2 hybridized. These are sp2. It is involved in 1 pi bond. Now, guys, does it have completely delocalized 4n plus 2? No. They have 1, 2, 3, 4 pi electrons. In fact, they have 4n pi electrons. Such compounds are not aromatic. In fact, they are called anti-aromatic. They are not aromatic, not non-aromatic. They are not aromatic. In such case, where a system is cyclic planar with completely delocalized 4n pi electrons, the electrons would be more in anti-bonding. That would destabilize the molecule. Hence, such compounds are very difficult to exist. I told you how this compound gets converted into another compound. Do you people remember? In GOC we have discussed, right? Now, we have one more example. This is called, yes, 1,3 butadiene. There is, conjugated system, pi single bond pi. But is this aromatic? No. This is not cyclic. The first condition that it has to be cyclic. It is not cyclic, but it's of course planar. This has got no completely delocalization. There's only, how many pi electrons? 4 electrons. So, this is not aromatic compound, by the way, right? Because it is not cyclic. The first point is this. So, I just want to repeat this. What is an aromatic compound? It is a cyclic planar molecule with completely delocalized 4n plus 2 pi electrons, right? Guys, so I have a small question for you before we begin this session. Right, I have given you 4 options and please check it out which of them is aromatic. All of them are aromatic. Let's check it out. This I have already told you just now, cyclobutadiene, anti-aromatic, highly unstable. Am I right? This is cyclic molecule, of course. Okay, cyclobutadienyl carbocation we call this. Say pentadienyl. There are 5 carbons this. Right, cyclopentadienyl carbocation. This is cyclic. This is planar because all the atoms have got sp2 hybridization, and pi single bond pi, pi single bond positive charge, positive single. There are completely delocalized pi electron. But how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 pi electrons. No, this is not aromatic. In fact, it is aromatic. Very difficult to exist. Even this is anti-aromatic, right? How about this? This is cyclic, but the carbon here is forming 4 sigma bonds. This is also forming 4 sigma bonds. So, it is not planar. It has to be planar. An aromatic compound has to be planar. So, this is non-aromatic compound. Am I right? Now, we have this. What is this? How many carbons does it have? 3. Propenyl carbocation. Is this aromatic? Let's check it out. This is what we have. There is a conjugate system, pi electrons in conjugation with positive charge. Here the pi electrons would move. You will have this and we have this. Am I right, guys? So what is that we have here? You have this molecule is cyclic. It is planar because all the atoms are sp2 hybridized. And it has got completely, this pi electron was here and it is here and it is here. So, this is what you have. Positive charge is also moving from 3 carbons. So, this is how we indicate it. This is cyclic, this is planar and it has got 4n plus 2 pi. Sir, how 4n plus 2 pi? Keep n is equal to 0. You will have 2 pi electrons. In fact, 2 pi electrons have been delocalized throughout the ring. So, this is an aromatic ion. So it can be aromatic compound, can be homocyclic, it can be heterocyclic, like in case I have seen pyrrole. Am I right? It can be even an ion. Right? Reactions which involve formation of ion intermediates we have discussed, they are readily formed. Their activation energy is so less because the ion form would be highly stable. Is that clear, guys? Now see, so what is the option here? This is the answer. This is the aromatic. I just want to tell you that a species, even ions can be aromatic. Right, guys? So now, let us go for one more question. Which of the following is not aromatic? That means out of 4 options that I have given here, you have to select the one. Benzene is a very famous example that you people know. Naphthalene, anthracene, they are called benzonoids. Do you people remember what are benzonoids, right? And cyclooctatetraene. What is that? Let us see. First of all, let us see benzene and its compounds that resemble benzene in their chemical behavior. Say you consider the chemical properties of benzene and naphthalene and other compounds. There are certain compounds which are similar in their chemical behavior. We call such compounds as aromatic, right? And for example, let us consider this benzene. How it reacts, we'll discuss in the next session, right? So guys, this is how benzene looks like. I mean, this is highly carcinogenic. We don't study its preparation much. I mean, we have preparation of benzene, but we don't prepare it industrially. It's carcinogenic, cancer causing this. Right, guys? Next, we have naphthalene. Right? Guys, I didn't discuss that answer for that last question. The answer for this is what I'm going to discuss now. See, guys, this was benzene, we have naphthalene, we have anthracene. I just want to show you what are these compounds before I discuss the answer for this question. Guys, you people have to answer it. Okay, the first thing, benzene, I guess you people are very much aware that it is an aromatic compound. Next, about naphthalene, boys. This is how naphthalene looks like, right? 2 benzene rings are fused together. It's an aromatic compound. Its behavior is similar to that of benzene. What is the chemical behavior? We haven't yet discussed. We will be discussing it after a few minutes, right? So, this is a benzonoid. This is called benzonoid. It has got 2 fused rings, right? Benzene rings. Now, I guess you people have used this naphthalene many times in your home, right? This is aromatic compound, right? And we have anthracene. Even this has got 3 benzene rings fused together, right? So you have 3 benzene rings here. Even this is aromatic, sir. Why? Because it is cyclic, it is planar, and it has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 4n plus 2 pi electrons. How? Keep n is equal to 3. 4, 3 is 12. 12 plus 2, 14 pi. I have already told you, this n does not specify the number of rings. Because in case of cyclopropynyl carbocation, there wasn't any ring there. Okay, we do not consider the n as the number of rings, right? Like here, if you keep 3 rings, n is equal to 3, you will get 14 pi electrons, but it doesn't mean there. Even in case of naphthalene, guys, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep n is equal to 2. 4, 2, 8, 8 plus 2, 10 pi electrons. No, n is not 2 rings here. No. If you have 4n plus 2 pi electrons where n ranges from 0 to 1, 2, 3, 4 like that, then in that case you will have more number of electrons in bonding molecular orbital. That's the criteria, not this number of rings and anything. Right, guys, anthracene is also an aromatic compound. Have you ever seen anthracene? Just have selected a picture so that you can see, recollect how does anthracene look like. Now, right, guys, furan. Right, this is like pyrrole, this is a furan. Furan is a heterocyclic aromatic ring. It is cyclic, this is planar, 1, 2, 3, 4. These lone pair are involved, not this. They are outside the ring, right, guys? This is outside the ring. These 2 are involved in the ring, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Guys, furan is used to treat bacterial fish disease, right? They are used to treat variety of, bacterial fish infections, right? Like open red scores, eye cloud, body. They are used to, cure. And I told you this is the reason why aromatic compounds are so important, right? I mean, industrially, pharmaceutical industry, many drugs are aromatic, right? We'll see the synthesis of few drugs also in this chapter. Anyways, furan was an, aromatic compound. It was heterocyclic, even this thiophene. So this has got sulfur. Out of this one lone pair, two lone pairs of sulfur, one lone pair is outside the ring and this lone pair is involved in the resonance. Have already discussed about it, guys. Right? So my question is, out of benzene, naphthalene and anthracene, which are aromatic, right? These are aromatic compounds, guys. So benzene is aromatic. I have shown you why this is aromatic. Naphthalene is also aromatic. I have just shown you how many, fused benzene rings it has. I have even seen anthracene. How about cyclooctatetraene is my question. Right, guys? Just show you how I'll explain the structure, behavior of, okay? Fine. Just would like to, we are discussing this. Cyclooctatetraene. What is this cyclooctatetraene? Octa has got 8 carbon atoms. Okay, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6, this is 7, this is 8. Totally we have 8 carbon atoms. Just let us see. This is 2 pi electrons, 4 pi electrons, 6 and 8 pi electrons. This is cyclooctatetraene. And I have asked you to comment whether it is aromatic or no. Is this cyclic? Yes, it is cyclic. So the first property is satisfied. Is it planar? Yes, it is planar. Does it have 4n plus 2 pi electrons? Of course, it is completely conjugated. Pi single bond, pi single bond, pi single bond, pi single bond. How many pi electron does it have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In fact, it has got 4n pi electrons. That keep n is equal to 2. You have 8 pi electrons. Is this stable? No, this is not stable. Why? Because it has got 4n pi that has got electrons more in antibonding. That means this species is unstable and cannot exist. Now, why is this unstable? Because when you have this delocalization, the electrons will be more in antibonding. Then what does it do? It will try to lose its anti-aromatic character. However, it cannot become aromatic, but it can become non-aromatic. Instead of becoming anti-aromatic, the energy of non-aromatic it is comparatively less than this. I told you the order of stability. Aromatic are the highly stable, then nano-aromatic, and the least stable is this anti-aromatic. They are very difficult. Now, what does it do? It will try to lose its anti-aromatic character. What does it do? It will try to change its structure like this, guys. Sir, what has happened here? You can see here it has lost its planarity. I told you in resonance, for delocalization, the p orbital has to be in same plane. This and these pi electrons, p orbitals are not in the same plane. So it has lost its planarity. So it does not have completely delocalized 4n pi. So what do we call this? It's not anti-aromatic now. Because there is no complete delocalization. Why? There is no planarity. Hence, this species has become stable now, comparatively, and has converted into non-aromatic. Right, guys? I have already told you what is the case with cyclobutadiene. If you want to know, please refer the video of GOC in, aromatic lecture, right? Aromacity lecture. So, guys, this is about this, aromacity, what are aromatic compounds that we have already discussed. Right? As a result of this completely delocalization, species become highly stable. This is what I want to stress here. Aromatic compounds are relatively stable. With their formula, you find that they are, for example, if you see this benzene and all such compounds, right, guys, you feel that they are, I mean, highly unsaturated. Aromatic compounds, we feel they are highly unsaturated, right? Because you can see the carbon ratio is very less. So we find that this is an unsaturated compound and should readily undergo addition reactions, because that is the very what is that called, primary reactions of unsaturated compounds. What? They undergo addition reaction. So since benzene with its formula appears to be unsaturated, we expect it to undergo addition reactions because it has got pi electrons. But the reality is that these aromatic compounds are highly stable. They are not so active towards aromatic reactions. Then what? Do they not undergo any kind of reactions? Yes. They undergo addition reactions, but under extreme condition. You have to, supply the required amount of temperature and catalyst, only then they undergo reactions. Am I right? Then sir, what kind of reactions do they easily undergo? Now it's very interesting to see that these aromatic compounds, though by formula they are unsaturated, they undergo substitution reactions, like in case of saturated hydrocarbons, say alkanes. They are highly saturated. You have seen in hydrocarbons, alkanes undergo substitution reactions. Now, how is that possible? This is unsaturated. It is expected to undergo addition. In fact, it undergoes substitution. Why? That is what we are going to discuss, guys, in this session now. So, what is that we are going to discuss now? After we have revised what are aromatic compounds, now we are going to see what are the chemical properties of aromatic compounds, guys. So, now we'll begin the actual topic of this session. Chemical properties of benzene. In fact, we are going to analyze the chemical properties of aromatic compounds from here. So, let us see how benzene actually reacts under normal conditions, right? So, please make a note of this, chemical properties of benzene. Guys, I have already told you, unlike these unsaturated compounds, alkene, aromatic compounds undergo substitution reaction. So what does it mean? Guys, I'll tell you one simple example. Suppose you have this, this is alkene, right? Let me treat it with chlorine, or let me take it with, treat it with bromine in the presence of CCl4, right? What would happen, guys? You have seen that this alkene would react with this bromine. Am I right? I guess you people know that this is an anti-addition. Am I right? Now you can see this pi bond is broken in case of cyclohexene, and instead of this one pi bond, you can see that there are two sigma bonds formed, making the unsaturated compound saturated. Am I right, guys? So this is what we have seen, the reaction of alkenes. Now, in this reaction, the orange-red color of bromine is lost. That is the test for unsaturation. Now, I'll do the same thing. Interestingly, there is no reaction here. It does not undergo addition reaction. It does not decolorize the bromine solution. Why? Okay, second thing. Now guys, do you people remember what is the other test for alkenes? Do you people remember Bayer's reagent? What's that? Cold dilute alkaline KMnO4. We'll just indicate the oxidation with this symbol. Right? We are treating with Bayer's reagent. What is Bayer's reagent? KMnO4. It's cold dilute alkaline, 0 to 5 degrees centigrade we have to maintain. Am I right, guys? Now what would happen? Why? What is the reason? Guys, potassium permanganate is highly strong, powerful oxidizing agent, And I guess you have already learnt about this. So let's not discuss about much about it. Right? When you treat it with this alkaline KMnO4 solution, you know that this KMnO4 has pink color. Now you have seen that this pi bond is broken. Right? And what is the product form? Yes. I'm not interested in that product form, but guys, did you people learn that, you have got this OH and OH here. This is syn addition, I guess. Am I right? Okay. You have got this product. Even here, the pink color of KMnO4 is lost. Suppose I treat it with Bayer's reagent here, the same, benzene, I treat it with KMnO4. Cold dilute alkaline. Now, what would happen? Since there is a pi bond here, it is expected to react. But is there any reaction? No. So, what is interesting, this benzene does not undergo addition reactions unlike these alkenes. In fact, benzene undergoes reactions that are similar to saturated compound. So, what is that? Guys, just see what do I do here. Suppose let me consider one, alkane here. So, this is CH3H. I treat it with chlorine in the presence of sunlight. You have seen, you have got this product chloromethane. Suppose you take this in limited quantity and this in excess. This is what you are going to find. This is a chain reaction. You might have seen all the hydrogens being replaced. Anyways, I just want to consider the first product here. Hydrogen has been replaced by chlorine. We call this as a substitution reactions. One atom is substituted by other. Then generally, substitution reaction is the property of a saturated compound. Now what I do, I'll have the reaction of this benzene with chlorine, but instead of waiting for days in the laboratory for the reaction to occur. Sir, why? Benzene is so stable. Because of its aromacity is stabilizing factor, I told you. It's in it. So now I add a small catalytic amount of AlCl3. We call it as a Lewis acid. We'll see what is the function of AlCl3 in later classes. Now what happens here? You know the formula of benzene is C6H6. Carbon is bonded to 6 carbons bonded to 6 hydrogens, right? Interestingly, the hydrogen of this benzene has been replaced by chlorine. In case of hydrogen, you have chlorine. In case of hydrogen of benzene, you have chlorine. So, what is this, guys? We call this as substitution. An atom or group of atom of a attacking reagent being substituted by the atom of the substrate molecule. We call it as substitution. What happened here is benzene has similar properties to that of a saturated compound. It is undergoing substitution reactions. Right? So guys, why does it behave so? What is the reason? Why benzene, instead of undergoing addition, it is undergoing substitution? Very interesting. These are how the reactions of benzene, we are going to study more about them rather than addition. Additions are also there, but under extreme conditions, I told. Guys, one thing that I would like to explain. If you ask me why benzene is undergoing substitution reactions even though it is highly stable, now you say, sir, benzene you told is highly stable because of its aromatic character, because it has got completely delocalized 4n plus 2 pi electrons. This ring is highly stabilizing this compound. This delocalization is resulting in the stability. So benzene does not try to react under normal condition because of the extreme high stability of this benzene. Now guys, suppose you want to explain the chemical properties of chlorine like we have seen in the earlier case, chlorine atom substituting hydrogen. Do we go for these delocalized bonds? No. Guys, there is no theory to explain the delocalized bonds. Then sir, how are you going to explain the chemical behavior of benzene? Guys, you are going to explain the mechanism of any reaction of benzene from the Kekulé structure. This is what we are going to consider, and whenever you are explaining the chemical property or mechanism of any reaction of benzene or any compound, we have this structure of Kekule. Sir, you told it is stable because of this, and you told even this does not exist. Of course, yes. This is a contributing structure, and we have theories, we have mechanisms only applicable for localized bonds, not for delocalized. We don't have any theories. So guys, we explain the mechanism based on this Kekule structure only. So whenever you try to explain any mechanism, we consider this, not this. But it is interesting to see that the stability is because of this. Benzene ring is highly stable because, so in all reactions, that benzene will undergo, we find that this benzene is retained. That means guys, you treat this benzene with chlorine in the presence of AlCl3. What happens? That aromatic ring is still retained. That means this is aromatic, this is also aromatic. The aromatic ring is still present in the benzene ring. Then what happened? Hydrogen has been substituted. Benzene ring is still there. This peculiar behavior, we call it as aromatic substitution. Aromatic compounds are unsaturated, but they undergo substitution. What is so good about this substitution? In this substitution reaction, the benzene ring is still retained. Benzene cannot undergo chemical reaction by sacrificing its aromacity. The very stability of aromatic compound is because of this ring. So it undergoes reactions where its ring is retained. So we got to show the mechanism where benzene undergoes reactions, but at the end of the reaction, this benzene ring is retained again. Why? Because that is the reason for the stability of benzene. It cannot, forego its aromatic character for the sake of chemical properties. So very interesting, guys. We call such reactions as substitution reactions. What substitution reaction? Aromatic substitution reactions. Right, guys? So in this session, we are going to discuss about substitution reactions of aromatic compound. We call it as aromatic substitution reactions. Right, guys? Just see what do we mean about substitution reactions of aromatic compounds. Reactions in which one hydrogen atom or more hydrogen atoms. You will see that when you take excess of reagent, one or more than one hydrogen atom can be replaced by groups, say like chlorine, bromine, NO2, sulfonic group, right? Such reactions where hydrogen of benzene is replaced by these groups, we call them as aromatic substitution reactions. Alright, guys? Now the point is, right, guys, I have already told you the reactant of organic compound is called as reactions is called substrate. A substrate generally does not undergo reaction on its own. It undergoes reaction on when an attacking reagent, in the presence of attacking reagent. My question is, who is going to attack this benzene ring? Right? In the presence of attacking reagent, organic compounds undergo reactions. Now the question is, okay, aromatic substitution reactions is where the aromatic ring is retained. You do whatever reactions, but ring has to be retained. And in these reactions, hydrogen would be replaced by these atoms or groups. Then who is the attacking reagent? This is the next question. Right, guys? Just see, if you consider benzene, there is a complete delocalization. Sir, what do you mean by delocalization? Just see, is this what you have learned? All are sp2 hybridized, right? It's a cyclic planar molecule. All the p orbitals are in the same plane. Do you people remember? Now, sir, what is going to happen? All pi bonds can delocalize now. Sir, why? Because there is conjugation and p orbitals are in the same plane. Now, sir, what is going to happen? Just see, these pi electrons can shift. They keep on shifting. Okay, so pi bonds which were here, because of the delocalization, they have shifted here. Now, which is true? These are true. None of them are true. Then, sir, what is because even these pi bonds can also fluctuate and give back that. Then, sir, how these two structures do not really exist? Then, sir, what do? They contribute to the original structure of benzene. Right? We have got these structures due to delocalization of pi electron. Then, sir, how do you explain the actual structure? This is the actual structure of benzene. None of them are true. They are canonical, contributing, resonating structure. This is the hybrid structure. In fact, what do you find here? These pi electrons, this is a pi bond. Am I right, guys? This is overlapping here. This is overlapping here. Right, guys? This is overlapping here. My point, what do you say here? Why only these two? Can these two overlap? Yes, these two overlap. This is what we have got. As a result of this, there is an electron cloud above as well as below. This pi electron cloud above as well as below. Sir, what is the charge of this electron cloud? This electron cloud is negatively charged. And who attacks a negative charge? Any species who likes negative charge, who will like electrons. Such a species we call as electrophiles. Electron loving species are called electrophiles. So, benzene is attacked readily by an electrophile because electrophile likes electron. Benzene ring is a rich source of electron cloud above the plane, below the plane, negative, negative. So, electrophile would come and attack. So, guys, these reactions are called electrophilic aromatic substitution reactions. Substitution reactions we have seen. And what is the specialty of these substitution reactions of aromatic compound? In these reactions, the aromatic ring is retained. That's why it is called aromatic substitution. Who is attacking it? Electrophile. Why? Because benzene ring is a rich source of electron cloud. Hence, we call these reactions as electrophilic aromatic substitution reactions. So, this is our topic now. Very, very, very interesting reactions. What are they? They are electrophilic aromatic substitution reactions. Because of the high stability of benzene, it undergoes substitution. In these substitution reactions, the aromatic ring is retained, and since benzene ring is attacked by electrophile, we call these reactions as electrophilic aromatic substitution reactions. Okay, guys. So, how do you represent them? Just see, what do you have here? Guys. So, this is about the benzene ring, right? So, this is the benzene ring. So, I'll write like this. Benzene is highly stable because of this ring. Now, what is happening here? You treat this with an electrophile. Sir, what is electrophile? It's an electron-loving species. Why does it love benzene? Because of this ring above and below the plane, there is negatively charged ring. So, this is positively charged, it attacks. What is going to happen? This hydrogen, in the place of this hydrogen, you have got this E, and this ring is retained. Electrophilic aromatic substitution reaction, EAS. Electrophilic aromatic substitution reactions. So, this is our session today. Is that point understood? Alright. So, guys, there are many reactions as I told you, like chlorine being replaced, bromine being replaced, NO2, SO3H. We are going to study this. I just give you one example. Halogenation. Sir, what do you mean by halogenation? Addition of halogens. So, guys, substitution of one or more hydrogen atoms of benzene with chlorine or bromine. Sir, why not iodine and fluorine? No, you can't do that under normal conditions. I tell you what is the difficulty with iodine and what is the difficulty with fluorine. One is low reactive and the other is highly reactive. I'll tell you how to carry out this reaction. In this session, first of all, we'll see how chlorination and bromination is carried out. Right, guys? So, for example, let us consider the chlorination of benzene. I treat benzene with chlorine. Now, you see. So, now I have chlorination. Suppose I treat benzene now with chlorine. Now, does this reaction takes place? No. Now, instead of waiting for hours or days in the laboratory for the reaction to occur, what we do? We just add some catalytic amount of AlCl3 I have added. Now, this reaction can take place under normal conditions. What would happen now? I told you the aromatic ring is retained. and the hydrogen of benzene would be replaced by chlorine. So this we call it as chlorination, and the product formed is chlorobenzene. Guys, I tell you, sir, why did you remove hydrogen from here and add chlorine here? Let me tell you, benzene is, has got a perfect and pure example of a hexagon. All the bonds are symmetrical. So whether you remove this hydrogen or this, all are same. So we are going to see that one of these hydrogen gets substituted by this chlorine atom. Whether you remove this or this is same. All are symmetrical bonds. That's what I tell you. Sir, you have rounded this hydrogen and you have placed this chlorine on this carbon atom. No. Benzene has got symmetrical structure. All the bonds are same. Whether these are same. So don't get confused. Right? So this is called chlorination of benzene. Benzene reacts with chlorine in the presence of AlCl3 to give chlorobenzene. Right? So guys, let us discuss this electrophilic aromatic substitution. Let us analyze the mechanism of these reactions for now. Okay. So let's begin with chlorination. Let's see what do we have. How do you represent this reaction? So guys, this is benzene, right? And this is treated with chlorine. And guys, I told you this reaction would take place in the presence of AlCl3. Now what would happen here? This hydrogen of benzene, you can replace any hydrogen. You remove hydrogen here and place chlorine there, that doesn't matter. But generally I do like this, okay? This is the replacement of chlorine atom with hydrogen. We call this as chlorination, and the product formed is chlorobenzene. This reaction can further proceed, but we'll discuss that later. So guys, this is what we have. Chlorination of benzene in the presence of AlCl3 gives you chlorobenzene. Just make a note of this. This is one example of electrophilic aromatic substitution reaction. Alright. Now as we are going to see the mechanism and synthesis of many more compounds in the coming session, right? Please make a note of this before we end our lecture. So children, this is the end of lecture number 1. So we'll meet in the lecture number 2, right? Thank you.